USC has defeated UCLA 48-45. It's time to empty the notebook. It was the first crosstown showdown in the Lincoln Riley era, and boy was it an epic introduction for the first-year head coach. The two rivals traded scores in front of a sold-out crowd throughout the night, with the final dagger coming with less than 90 seconds left thanks to Corey Foreman's game-winning interception. The sophomore's first career pick iced UCLA's final drive and sealed USC's 10th win on the season. The win also clinched USC's spot in the Pac-12 championship game that is set for December 2nd. Their opponent is not set yet, however, as that will become clear following the final game of the regular season. USC's fight was tested Saturday as the team found itself down 14 points for the first time this season. The Trojans ultimately found their groove on offense and finished with a season-high 648 yards of total offense. Quarterback Caleb Williams finished 32 of 43 for 470 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Wide receiver Jordan Addison returned to the spotlight, now fully healthy, finishing as USC's leading receiver with 178 yards on 11 receptions with 1 touchdown. Running back Austin Jones stepped up in the absence of Travis Dye and put his veteran presence on display Saturday night. The redshirt senior finished with a season high of 120 yards on 21 carries with 2 touchdowns. Following the game, head coach Lincoln Riley said he specifically warned his team that they could find themselves behind in certain parts of Saturday's game. He said, quote, "You can't write the script, you just gotta be ready to respond and respond with discipline." Now there's just something about Caleb Williams in rivalry games. The quarterback's 502 yards are the most by any player in the series history. In his last 5 games, Williams has 2,027 yards of total offense and has accounted for 23 of USC's touchdowns. His stellar performance Saturday night had social media buzzing with suggestions that the quarterback could soon find himself in New York as a Heisman finalist. When asked about Williams' potential to win the prestigious award, head coach Lincoln Riley said, quote, "He's been one of the best players in the country this year. He's been playing really well, but it's got to stay about the ball. That's the most important thing." After receiving criticism for its performance as of late, USC's defense stepped up in crunch time against the Bruins' powerful offense on Saturday. The Trojans held dynamic running back Zach Charbonnet to 95 yards Saturday night, breaking his streak of 4 consecutive games with 150-plus rushing yards. The back also had a streak of 6 consecutive games with 100 yards that was broken as well. Turnovers, which were once a powerful weapon in USC's defensive arsenal, returned to the forefront at the Rose Bowl Saturday. The team recorded 3 interceptions and 1 forced fumble thanks to a strip sack by Tyrone Tellini. UCLA quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson's 3 interceptions are the most recorded in a single game in his collegiate career. Defensive coordinator Alex Grinch stressed how critical USC's takeaways were against UCLA and said, quote, "We can't just have a first-row seat to Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley's offense. We've got to make sure we have an impact on winning games here at USC." Head coach Lincoln Riley made sure to highlight the many contributions that came from all over USC's roster that helped the team come out with a win. Wide receiver Kyle Ford came out clutch once again in critical moments and scored his 2nd touchdown on the season. Running back Darwin Barlow ran admirably against UCLA and scored his 3rd touchdown on the season, not to mention Austin Jones and Corey Foreman, who both had vital contributions as well. Riley noted how those Trojans continue to cheer on their teammates and work hard this season in light of possible disappointment, saying, quote, "We talk a lot about the culture and the togetherness of the team, and I think that was on display tonight." The final note I want to leave with tonight I think is best summed up by a quote from wide receiver Kyle Ford. Following the game, he said, quote, "If you told me last year where we'd be now, I'd call you a dead liar." And I think that's worth remembering on a night like tonight. Just a year ago, USC fans were witnessing a 4-8 Trojan team that was essentially dragging itself to the finish line in late November. The work that head coach Lincoln Riley and his staff have done in such a short amount of time is nothing short of incredible. So enjoy what you're witnessing, Trojan fans, because this season is one of a kind. That's going to wrap it up here from the Rose Bowl and for Emptying the Notebook. It's still technically rivalry week, so stay tuned for all the USC versus Notre Dame coverage here on USCTrojans.com.